everyone and welcome to another video. Today's video is my January TBR video. I'm very unorganised. It is still December when I'm filming this, and I have loads of plans of what to do in the new year, but I haven't had time to really put them into practice. Yes, I know, excuses. So my TBR this month's a bit rushed, but you should start kind of getting the gist of where I'm going with my TBRs for the rest of the year. This year, come on guys, it's January. This is the big month. Last year in January, I started off reading things like The Diviners, and that set off my amazing year. So I've decided that this month I've got to read something which is really going to just get me going. It's the new year. I'm going to be feeling motivated, excited. So I picked out, wait for it, fantasy books! So, let's just go back a bit, story time. About 3 months ago, I couldn't read fantasy books. I didn't like them, there was only a couple I liked, and I found it really hard to get into. But that's because I was being a wimp, and I was scaring myself off the genre with all its big names and titles and things. But, let me tell you, since then I have delved deep into the world of fantasy. And I have fallen in love with fantasy, guys. Right, so I've just picked out some fantasy books for this month, some very, very influential ones and some very new ones, possibly new, yes, definitely new. So I'm going to show you what I've bought. There is one book in here which I don't think is a fantasy. No, there's two books. There's a sci-fi and a sci-fi. There's two sci-fis and the rest fantasy. One of these, by the way, I have already read, and yes, I know I'm in December, but I always count the last week of the month as the next month due to filming schedule, so I am now actually in my January reading time. So yes, I know it's very confusing, but it works for me and I hope you understand. But let's just go! I've been talking too much. So I'm going to start off with the two non-fantasy books, and the first one I'm going to be reading is The Here and Now by Anne Brashares. This is a sci-fi novel, I'm believing all about time travel, and it has Cassandra Clare at the top. She's made a little quote saying an appealing and romantic thriller. So yeah, it says, follow the rules, remember what happened, never fall in love. The world I come from is in ruins, but if I don't follow the rules, everything that matters will be gone. Friends, families, dreams, love. Ethan can never know my secret, that I'm not from another place. I'm from another time. Time travel, romance, sci-fi. What more could I ask for? I do love a good sci-fi book. That is why I'm picking up my next book, which is Broken Skies by Teresa Kay. This is like a really exciting book because it's got aliens in, and you guys know I've uncovered my love for aliens. Let me read you what it says at the back. After the collapse wiped out more than 90% of humanity, the aliens arrived, known as the Irikon. They sit within a shielded city, content to ignore the dwindling human settlements. 17-year-old tomboy Jax Mitchell and her twin brother Jace are among the survivors, living within the community of Bridge Lake. When a terrified yet defiant Jax watches the Irikon kidnap Jace, she decides to rescue him on her own. Racked by crippling nightmares, panic attacks, Jax finds an ally in Lure, a handsome teenage Irikon who was left behind by his ship. The two of them form an unlikely partnership, with Jax guiding Lure through human territory while the alien promises to sneak her into the Irikon city. But as Jax connects with the Lure intensifies, she discovers a shocking secret, one that could have catastrophic effects on human and aliens alike. Get your life an alien book with like kidnapping, romance, like end of the world, kind of a post-apocalyptic, everyone's dead, there's only like 10% of us left. Get your life. I'm reading this. I'm going to be reading this alongside Sasha from Sasha Alsberg, so go and pick this up because I'm sure we're going to be doing some sort of read along this month. If you want to know more about that, it will be announced down on our Instagram, so I'll leave the two Instagram links down below. But go and pick this up, guys. And the cover though, I love this cover. Like, can you see? Let me just zoom in a bit. Oh my lordy, look at that. Oh, lovely. I love a fiery redhead character. Like, I don't think there's anything more exciting than a fiery redhead character. Do you agree, guys? Do you? Now onto the fantasy books. We'll be reading Talon this month by Julie Kagawa. This is a book all about dragons, I believe. And can we just... This cover, man, is blooming gorgeous. I can't wait to have it on my shelf. Not that these shelves are going to be around for long. Hint, hint, wink, wink. So yeah, it's dragons, I believe. I don't know too much about it, but that's how I'm going to be going into it because I don't really want to know too much about it. All I know is its covers are gorgeous, it's about dragons, and Julie Kagawa is a great writer, and I'm hoping for a bit of diversity in here as well, which would be really, really, really cool. And look at this massive picture. Is that not the most beautiful thing you've ever seen in your life? Okay guys, this is the one, and I've already read this one, The Hobbit by J.R. Tolkien. I finally read a J.R.R. Tolkien book. I am so freaking stoked about this book so much. Like, it was so amazing, but I'm not going to be wrapping it up right now. I'm just going to let you know that this is The Hobbit, following a story about Bilbo Baggins on an epic adventure to the Lonely Mountains to defeat Smaug, the evil dragon that has taken over the dwarf settlement in the Lonely Mountains. It is an epic, amazing, fancy adventure written for a younger audience than The Lord of the Rings. So it is definitely easy to read. I was very, very put off the J.R. Tolkien stuff because I was really worried that I'd be a bit too, that I wouldn't understand it as much. But I was just like, do you know what, I'm never going to learn. So I just picked up this one, and this one actually is very, very easy. So you could all read this one. But The Hobbit, I've watched all 3 films, by the way. I love them. I watched the films before I read the books, and that's what I did with the Harry Potters, which is surprising. But yeah, I love, love, love this book. I read it in a day. It was just so amazing. I love the songs in it. I love the characters in it. I like the backstories. I just loved how everything ties in, and I like how it's a nice setup to The Lord of the Rings. Like, things are happening. The necromancer. Who is the necromancer? The necromancer turns out to be somebody very influential in the next books, and I'm kind of obsessed with the world right now of Middle-earth, so I am doing a lot of Google research, which is really bad, about like the backstories of Galadriel and the backstories of the Tooks and Gandalf and Radagast and all these amazing people. So yes, love, 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 love this book. But read it, because this is a TBR, not a wrap-up. The book which I'm currently reading at the moment is Snow Like Ashes by Sarah Rasch. I can't pronounce, but amazing, right? It's about this world, it's a fantasy world where it's split into different like segments, and there's these different kingdoms. One's winter, spring, summer and autumn, and they're all kingdoms, and they all have like, there's magic in the land, but the magic is part of, from what I get at the moment, it's a fantasy book, it's taking its time. I've already read 1 chapter. But from what I understand, it's about an orphan girl who gets saved by the future king, and she's trained to be a soldier by him. They have this kind of friendship romance thing going on, but it's kind of like, you know, star-crossed lovers. You can't really be with each other because he's the future king and she's just an orphan girl who's trained to be a soldier. And yeah, they're trying to find this magical relic which was broken in 2, and because it was broken in 2 and lost, it's lost the magic for the Winter Kingdom. So the Winter Kingdom's very like desolate. People are, you know, it's being attacked all the time. So they're trying to find this relic, but only the female heir to the throne can use the powers, but he's the future king, so he can't use the magic. I'm sure I'll understand it more when I read it, but so far it just sounds really cool, and I'm really liking it at the moment, and it's a fantasy book and I'm really liking it. Can you believe I just said that? Can you believe I just said I'm liking a fantasy book? Right, so my Read with Ben book club of the month. If you didn't know, I've had a book club running for the past 3 months where it's Read with Ben over on Goodreads, where we just pick a book and over the month we informally read it together and post chats, and you email me and we tweet and we Instagram together about the books. It's really exciting. And this month, because I like my fantasy, I've picked Dreamwalkers by Corrine Davis. Now this is a book all about a girl who is just incredible, right? So let me just tell you this first bit. It says, Emma Owens is a seemingly ordinary 17-year-old girl who covertly possesses the power to do anything she desires, without limitation, in the world filled with both infinite beauty, interminable danger that exists only while she sleeps. Emma is a dreamwalker. Okay? Get it? Powers, fantasy, dreamwalker. Now I'm going to show you the cover quick, because look, this is one of the reasons why I think it's beautiful. Let me just zoom in. So there's like the beautiful lady like chilling on the rock, and we turn it over and it's like a zombie. What? Why do you read a zombie? So yeah, that is why I'm going to be reading this book with my Read with Ben. If you want to know more about it, I'm going to leave the Goodreads link down below. Definitely come and join. We're nearly at 1,000 participants. It's a lovely little thing. It's just really informal. You don't have to join if you don't want to. If you want to, you can join. There's a little poll there which like asks you what format you've bought the book, if it's ebook or physical book, and then there's giveaways running and things like that. It's just a really fun little thing, and it's all about supporting indie and self-published, or you know, authors that are published in small publishing houses. I like to, that's what one of my New Year's resolutions is, to support more, you know, indie authors. So Why not, guys? Come and support some guys. And this sounds so good. I'm going to be reading this super soon. Now, the last book I'm going to show you is another very exciting one for me. And as I've shown you, I read The Hobbit. And I'm also going to be reading The Fellowship of the Ring, book 1 in the Lord of the Rings trilogy. This is about Bilbo's son, I believe. I don't know. But I'm really looking forward to reading this book. I've watched the film, obviously, but I'm sure the book's going to be even better than the film. It's very big. It's a big, big book, so I think it's going to take me a while to read. But oh well, there's fun in that, isn't there, guys? There's fun in that. So there you go. They're all the books I'm reading this month. I hope you enjoyed this video. Let me know what you're reading down below, and yeah, give this a thumbs up if you are excited about any of these books. Maybe The Hobbit, maybe Lord of the Rings, maybe Snow Like Ashes, maybe Dreamwalkers, maybe Talent, maybe them all. Maybe them all. It's very exciting. I'm really looking forward to it. I hope to see you all soon. I love you all, and I'll speak to you soon. Bye!